Hello everyone, and welcome to this slightly belated 500 subscribers special. It was so surreal seeing this huge influx of new subscribers after the Evercraze video. So huge thanks to everyone who joined, everyone who was subscribed before that. Thank you all so much. I'm so happy that that video did well. I'm so happy so many people got to see it. I must have gotten really lucky. I think the algorithm picked it up. And like I couldn't believe my eyes as I saw the numbers climb up. But yeah, that's where we are. We're at over 500 subscribers now, so thank you all so much. And I prepared this little special for today. But I figured before we get started with that, I'll introduce myself to all the new people here. And even the old people, I never really did that. Hi, I'm Dizzy. I am a trans femme furry YouTuber who likes to talk about video games, as you might imagine. I especially like JRPGs. I also really like survival horror and Souls-likes and just RPGs in general, actually. And some of my other hobbies are TTRPGs. I even made my own one. It's called Morningstar. You can find the teaser on my channel as well. And yeah, and Magic the Gathering. I like Magic the Gathering quite a bit too. Yeah, that's kinda it about me. So let's get on to the special. And I thought of something really special today. You're gonna love this. We're gonna do Smash or Pass with Final Fantasy villains. I'm a big Final Fantasy fangirl, and Final Fantasy has a lot of hot villains, so that's gonna be fun. Yeah, that is seriously what I came up with for the special. I'm sorry, that's just who I am. But before we get started with that, let's set some ground rules, I guess. First of all, I'm gonna limit myself to the mainline Final Fantasy games for the most part. No spin-offs, no sequels. With two exceptions that I just threw in there for the hell of it. We'll get to that when we get to that. Also, I'm not gonna limit myself to the main antagonist of each entry, because most Final Fantasy games have like multiple baddies, and I think that's more interesting. But I do limit myself to at most 2 villains per game, because otherwise I think we'd be here for a very long time. Alright, I think that's it. Oh yeah, also spoilers, obviously. Spoilers for all the mainline Final Fantasy games. I think they're all worth playing, even if you are spoiled. I knew the plot of every Final Fantasy game before I played it, pretty much, just from, like, cultural osmosis or watching videos on them. So, and I still had a lot of fun, so that shouldn't deter you too much, but just so you know. I thought I'd throw that out there. So yeah, once again, thank you all very much. And now, by the powers of bisexuality bestowed upon me, let's start with Final Fantasy I with Garland. We got Garland. So Garland is the first in a long line of big heavy armor dudes who are villains in Final Fantasy. And I'm a big fan of that trope. I like his dark armor. It is fancy, but it's still practical enough. I love the big devil horns. I like his stupid big fuck-off sword. I like his silly line that he does when you meet him the first time. In terms of personality, he doesn't have much going on because, you know, he's like the villain of an 8-bit RPG. But still. Smash! Yeah, absolutely would smash Garland. I would let Garland knock me down, for sure. And next up we have Chaos. I'm gonna make this a little bigger. I know it's not the highest resolution, but it's one of the nicer images I could find. So yeah, Chaos is the final boss of Final Fantasy I. It's just Garland's ultimate form, I think. Yeah, it's a big winged demon guy. And I used to think that the weird thing coming out of his tummy was his dick. But I mean, it's coming out of his center, not his groin, so that's probably not it. And yeah, I mean, he's alright, but I'm gonna pass on this one, honestly. It's a bit too generic. Not that I'm not a monster fucker, I am, but Chaos doesn't really do it for me. So with that, we move on to Final Fantasy II, where at first we have Borgin, who's like a minor villain in the game. He's like, his looks are kind of inspired by Napoleon Bonaparte, I think. He's just like a small guy. He's kind of a sniveling traitor. He's like, he works for the Empire, but he used to work for the Kingdom, I think, and he rats them out to the Empire. And then he wants to climb up the ranks in the Empire, but everyone thinks he's like pathetic and incompetent because he is. And yeah, you fight him as a boss. He's very weak. I'm gonna pass. And then we have the Emperor from Final Fantasy II. One of my favorite Final Fantasy villains. Like, this fucking guy. Like, halfway through the game... first of all, in Final Fantasy II, you fight on the side of the rebels against the Empire. And the Empire constantly fucks shit up. They, like, destroy entire towns. Like, they actually change the face of the game world. It's really grim. And then halfway through the game, you fight the Empire, you kill him, because he's, you know, he's just a guy. He's not, like, especially powerful or anything. But then later in the game, he actually comes back from hell, because he conquered hell and came back to rule the world once more, and that's just so fucking badass. He also has this like pretty boy Bishonen design. It's very elegant, very extravagant. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I like him as a character, but I don't think I wanna fuck him. I don't know. I'm gonna pass on the Emperor. I'm sorry. I love him as a villain, Emperor Matthias. He's a cool guy, but yeah, he's not quite doing it for me, I'm afraid. And with that, we are on to Final Fantasy III and Zandy, the main villain of Final Fantasy III, with this wonderful artwork by Yoshitaka Amano. So yes, Zandy is like a powerful sorcerer, and he was an apprentice to this guy called Noah, and all the apprentices of Noah got like great gifts. And he got the gift of mortality. So we can assume that he was immortal before, and Noah bestowed upon him the ability to die. And understandably, he got very pissed at that, and that's kind of his motivation for wanting to destroy the world, essentially. Very relatable. I would probably do the same, honestly. I would be pissed off if I was immortal and someone would just take that away from me. That's not good. So unfortunately, Zandy kinda gets shafted by the story. He doesn't really do much. He just waits in the Crystal Tower for you to beat him up. He has like 2 lines of dialogue, and he's a really easy boss fight. But I do like his design. I like his haircut. It kinda looks a little bit like Guile from Street Fighter, or like a shorter hair version of Polnareff from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 3. And yeah, he's like a big beefy dude. I don't know, I'm gonna say smash, honestly. Zandy deserved better. We're gonna smash Zandy. But yeah, again, you beat him pretty easily, and then the true final boss is Cloud of Darkness. Again, I'm gonna make her a little bigger. She's just like this force of nature, this embodiment of darkness that wants to return the world to nothingness, which is like a common theme among Final Fantasy villains. And yeah, she doesn't really have much personality beyond that, but honestly, her design, she's like this ethereal green woman with snakes on her back. Of course I'm gonna smash that. Absolutely, smash. She's pretty hot, not gonna lie. Man, we're going through these faster than I thought. I do want to give my thought on each of these villains. I'm not just gonna say smash, pass, and then move on, but still, we're going through it at a pretty good clip. Let's just say that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I should also say while I'm here, not all of my opinions on these villains are gonna be that informed because I haven't finished all Final Fantasy games. I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Haven't finished 8. And I haven't finished any game past that. But apart from Final Fantasy XI, I did play them all pretty extensively, I'd say, or like most of them. Some of them I just played a little bit. So yeah, some of these villains I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't really know who this is, I'm just gonna go by the design, especially when it comes to 11 and 14. But yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. So next up, I think we have Final Fantasy IV now. And we got Golbez, another dude in dark armor. But this time with like a badass cape. I fucking love Golbez's design. It's so good. It's so good. I love the spiky pauldrons. I love the horns. It's such a good evolution from like Garland's design. People call him Fantasy Darth Vader, which has story-related reasons because, spoilers, he's kind of a tragic villain. He's not actually a bad guy, he's kind of being mind-controlled by the real bad guy, but not quite, because he also says that the evil in his heart is what led him to be easily controlled. So he's like kind of conflicted about it. And yeah, Golbez is fucking hot, just look at him. Absolutely smash. And then we get to the real villain, which is Zemus. He's a purple bald man on the moon. He's the real bad guy. He's kind of boring, honestly. He kind of comes out of nowhere at the end and turns into the final boss, and that's all we get of him. His design is eerie, I will say. I do like it. He looks like a spooky ghost man. But yeah, he's not doing it for me, so pass. And now we get to one of my favorites, Final Fantasy V. And we're gonna start with Gilgamesh. I love Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is like the comic relief villain of Final Fantasy V. He's like the right-hand man of X-Staff, who's the real bad guy. And he's like the samurai dude. And let's make him a little bigger here. And I mean, he looks fine here, but the real reason I'm gonna smash is his second form that he transforms into. Like, hear me out, look at this. Okay, this is artwork from Final Fantasy XIV. I just want to demonstrate 8 arms. He has 8 arms. Imagine. Like, just a thought of like being petted by 8 hands simultaneously is fucking hot. So yeah, smash. Gilgamesh gets a smash. And I mean, he's a guy with humor. That also counts for something, right? He's a funny dude. And then we have the main man himself, X-Staff, smash. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, if you are a villain and your fashion sense is that you're gonna have plate armor in baby blue, that's a choice. That's a bold choice. That makes a statement. And he's like unapologetically evil. It's like, unlike Golbez before him, and even like Garland to some degree, he's like not fucking around. There's nobody mind controlling him. He's always in charge. He's like a massive threat. He's also kind of an evil tree transformed into a sorcerer because the tree was filled with like the souls of a bunch of evil warlocks or something. It's weird. It's weird and it's good. Smash. Smash X-Staff. Abso-fucking-lutely. Especially, look at him. Look at him, he's like lounging. He's like lounging with his little class. He's like inviting you to join him. That's sexy as fuck. Gonna smash X-Staff. And on to Final Fantasy VI. We got Emperor Gestal, the evil emperor of this game, pass. He's just an old guy. He's kind of boring. I like his weird like poodle hair. That's something, but I'm gonna pass on him. And I'm also gonna pass on Kefka. I love Kefka. Kefka is an iconic villain. He's like one of the most beloved Final Fantasy villains for a reason. The game does a great job of building him up as a threat. Like, he starts off as like kind of this pathetic buffoon, but the more he shows up, the more you see how depraved and evil he is, and he gets more and more powerful until he turns into a god at the end and destroys the world. It's great. But yeah, look, I say I'm not into clowns, but I think if he was like a clown girl, that would do it for me. But like this, no, I'm gonna pass. I'm sorry, Kefka. I love you though. And we're on to Final Fantasy VII already. We got Genova, a weird alien lady from space who turns into increasingly fucked up forms. Absolutely smash. Monster fuckers unite. That weird eye nipple, hell yeah. No, but Genova is threatening and mysterious and alien in a way that's definitely compelling. So yeah, smash. But I'm gonna pass on our son. Sephiroth is just, I'm sorry, it's just like, I know people love Sephiroth. I love Final Fantasy VII. It's one of my favorites. And similar to Final Fantasy VI, the game does a good job at building up Sephiroth. He leaves like this trail of blood behind him. You get to see him in combat, fight alongside him in combat even, to see how powerful he is. He works narratively super well as a foil to Cloud. But like, as an actual character, I always find him kind of boring. I don't know. He's generic, long-haired Bishi guy. And I know he's like the long-haired Bishi guy, but he's not doing it for me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pass. And on to Final Fantasy VIII. We got Adele, Sorceress Adele, who is androgynous as hell, which really does it for me. So yeah, we're gonna smash Adele. I do need to like add that I haven't finished Final Fantasy VIII yet. I really want to. It's the one game in the of the old Final Fantasy games that I haven't played. I've played 1 through 9 except this one. But yeah, Adele is hot. She's kind of clocky. I dig it. She's great. Smash. And of course we're also gonna smash Ultimisia. She's very seductive, especially as Edea. She has this whole evil queen in a fairy tale kind of vibe going on. It's great. She's great. I love her like weird clawed feet that she has going. Yeah, definitely smash Ultimisia. Ultimisia is really good. Alright, we're going to Final Fantasy IX, and I gotta contain myself here. First off, we have Garland, again, but different this time. He's just named Garland because Final Fantasy IX has a lot of references to the older games. He is, I think, a genome or a robot. He wants to destroy humanity. He's like an old guy. I'm gonna pass. Let's get to the main event. Let's get to my favorite Final Fantasy villain of all time. It's Kuja. Fucking look at him. Smash all the way. Smash, smash, smash. He is the twinkiest villain of all time. He's like the Final Fantasy fanboy. I love him. Look at his outfit. Like, this is the kind of outfit you normally only see on female characters in an RPG. And he fucking rocks it. His fucking... Ugh. Like, his fucking waist, his midriff, everything. It's just... And he's like this super dramatic, vain, theatralic guy. He's like, he's so good. I'm like fumbling for words. He's my favorite villain because he's like super evil. He's just, if you want to break it down, you could say he's just like Kefka, that he's like a guy that he just wants to destroy the world because that's like his job. But what makes him compelling is just how flawed he is. Like, he genuinely just makes mistakes because of how vain and full of himself he is, and it's so great. He has so much personality. He's also such an ironic villain, I will say, because he like treats the black mages in that game like these mindless puppets, even though it turns out in the story that he himself is a mindless puppet, and he's such a great foil to Vivi, the black mage of your party. For that reason, I love him. I love him. Would absolutely smash Kuja. Also, I love the whole like bird motif is going on with the feathery hair he has. It's great. Love Kuja. He's a more modern rendition of Kuja. Very. Oh my god, I need to contain myself. I love Kuja. Absolutely smash Kuja. And with that we go to Final Fantasy X. Oh, that's a big picture. Why did I pick such a big picture? This is we got Seymour here. Let's see, I think I have another picture of him. Yeah, there we go. This shows his design off a little better. So, on the face of it, Seymour's design is ridiculous. Like, look at his fucking hair. That's stupid, right? His outfit, I can kind of get behind because he's like this big religious leader, so the long flowing robes with the open chest that shows off his tattoos and this like necklace and everything, that kind of works. His hair is ridiculous. I'm still gonna say smash though, and that's for one reason. Final Fantasy X is the first game with voice acting, and it's infamously a little uneven. Some of it is really good, some of it is not so good. Seymour has the sexiest voice out of every Final Fantasy villain by far. Like, his voice has this like seductive, sultry quality to it. And it's also like kinda raspy. It's just, ugh, it makes me melt. The voice alone gives Seymour a smash, for sure. Very hot. Just like, be careful that his stupid hair doesn't get in the way when you smooch him. But other than that, absolutely smash. Which is not what I can say about Jacked, who, yeah, I picked Jacked as a secondary villain because he kinda is. He's like the main source of Tidus' drama. You fight his transformed form at the end. He's like more of a tragic anti-villain, I guess, but I still picked him here. But yeah, I'm absolutely gonna pass on Jack because he's this like washed up superstar sports guy. You just know that Jack is not gonna treat you well. You just know that Jack is not gonna consider your enjoyment when you're with him. He's just gonna like roll over drunk and fall asleep once he's done. Absolutely pass on Jacked. And now we get to like the character I know the least about. Oh no. First off, we have LeBlanc, I think is her name? Shit, I should have looked this up before. I mean, I did look this up before, but yeah, I think it's LeBlanc. She's one of the villains in Final Fantasy X-2, which I've never played. But I still wanted to include her here, because look at that fucking outfit. She looks like a bird of paradise or something. That is outrageous. And it's so bold that it kinda works, honestly. It's pretty hot. She wears it with so much confidence that it works. So yeah, absolutely smash LeBlanc. I hope that's her name. I hope I got that right. Anyway, now we move on to the villain I know the least about. Which is... make him a little bigger. This is the Shadow Lord from Final Fantasy XI. He's a Galka, and Galka are these race of like hulking brutes, kind of. They are technically genderless, like they reproduce asexually. But they basically all present masculine and go by he, him pronouns. So yeah. That's the Shadow Lord. I don't really know much what his deal is. I think he's a little too extra. He's not really doing it for me, so I'm gonna say pass. I am really interested in trying out Final Fantasy XI though, because from what I've heard and what I've seen, it's like a kind of unforgiving old school MMORPG, which appeals to me a lot more than the modern theme park style of MMO. It's just that it's like a bit of a pain in the ass to install, and it still has a monthly subscription, and I don't exactly have exposable income, so that's probably not gonna happen for a while. But yeah, I do hope that Square Enix do something with Final Fantasy XI. Like maybe like a remaster or something, or an offline version. I don't know. I would love to play it. Next up we have Final Fantasy XII. This is Sid, or Sidolphus, as he's called in this game. Is his like full name? I don't remember his full name. But yeah, he's like a mad scientist kind of character. I think he's like the dad of one of the characters. I think he's the father of Balthier in Final Fantasy XII. Yeah, he's kind of like a weird mad scientist kind of dude. I'm gonna say pass. It's not really my type. I unfortunately never got far enough into Final Fantasy XII to actually meet him. But I do wanna. This is definitely a game that I wanna finish. I do enjoy it quite a bit from what I've played. And next up we have Vayne Solidor, the villain of Final Fantasy XII. He is like this well-spoken politician, which is very fitting for Final Fantasy XII because it's like one of the most like political stories. There's a lot of like political intrigue going on. And he's like this guy with the silver tongue who's like super diplomatic, but he's actually scheming in the background and stuff like that. And he's cool. I like him. I'm not really attracted to him though. I mean, for one, look at his stupid stubby little boots. They're such a silly design decision. They look so goofy. He has this weird like short, stub-nosed little stumpy boots. And yeah, other than that, he's like, design-wise, he's kind of the typical like raven-haired, pretty Bishonen guy. Not really doing it for me, so I'm gonna pass on Vayne. But he is a cool villain. And I think we're up to Final Fantasy XIII with... It's Gil Nabat, of course. Let me make her picture a little bigger. There we go. Smash? Absolutely. She's like this... She's like a member of the regime, basically. She's just like very dummy. She has the classes going on. She's like one of the few female Final Fantasy characters with classes, and it looks hot as fuck. She's like evil as hell. She's like manipulative. She's absolutely horrible, but she's hot as fuck. So yeah, absolutely smash Gil. And there's another picture of her, like a full body picture. She has this like sleek little baton thing going on. She's incredibly hot. Unfortunately, she doesn't get that much screen time in the actual game, which is a shame. She really doesn't have that much to do. I wish she had a bigger role, because look at her. And then we got the Pope. Do you want to fuck the Pope? I don't want to fuck the Pope. I'm not Catholic. That's what Catholicism is about, right? You want to fuck the Pope? Pass. Pass on this guy. Barfandulus is his name? When he's transformed? Yeah, fuck him. Oh yeah, that's what he looks like. That's his boss form. I do like his boss design, honestly. He's like a fal'Cie who pretends to be human. His human name is Gallanf Dicely. And yeah, he's basically the Pope. That's kinda it. And you uncover like this plot that the world is actually controlled by this fal'Cie called Barfandulus. He's the guy on top. And yeah. I definitely need to finish Final Fantasy XIII. I actually quite like the game. I know it's like controversial, but I think the combat's really fun. And he's like the first boss fight that really gets you sweating. He's really hard. You actually like need to use strategy for him quite a bit. And the system fires on all cylinders in the boss fight. It's good. And now we get to another guy though. Very little about, apart from like cultural osmosis, which is... Oh no, first we get to this dude. Hang on. It's Caius Ballard. It's the villain of the first Final Fantasy XIII sequel. And yeah, I heard he's like canonically one of the most powerful people in the Final Fantasy universe. He looks goofy though, I don't like his design. He's got the feathery thing going on, but Kuja just rocks it better. He's another like generic Bishonen pass. And now we get to drum roll. Emmett Selch, and all of the Final Fantasy XIV fans are gonna freak out, but I'm sorry to disappoint you. I've played Final Fantasy XIV for like 120 hours before I gave up on it. I didn't like it at all, and I never got to Shadow Prayers, so I never got to meet this guy. But I read up on him. He's like a tragic villain. He's got that evil twink energy going on. I'm sure I would like him if I eventually get to him, or would get to him. He seems interesting. I don't really have a connection to him though, and he doesn't really appeal to me. I don't really find him attractive, so I'm gonna go pass on Emmett Selch. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Final Fantasy XIV fans. And now we got to Final Fantasy 15. Arania Highwind. And Final Fantasy 15 is another game which I played pretty far. I definitely got to her boss fight. She's like an evil dragoon. She works for the Empire. But I haven't finished it, unfortunately, which is also on the to-do list. And yeah, I absolutely smash Arania. She's a badass evil dragoon. She's kind of has like a mischievous vibe going on. She's very fun. She also has this fucking muzzle, so that's a bonus. So yeah, Arania is hot as hell. Absolutely smash Arania. And also absolutely smash Arden Izunia, the villain of Final Fantasy 15. He's absolutely my type. Smash him. I love his hair. I love his stubble. He's also like a tragic, interesting villain. He has a great voice. I love how when you meet him for the first time, he's like helps out the party. He's like very cordial to him, but of course he got his own schemes going on in the background. And yeah, I love Arden. He's dreamy. He's like probably, honestly, I mean, I flipped out at Kuja and definitely also at Gilles from Final Fantasy 13, but he might have the #1 spot. He might be the most smashable Final Fantasy villain for me. I don't know. I definitely want to finish 15 at some point. Yeah, I mean, if you are a guy and you can wear a fedora and not look like a dipshit and still be hot, that's an achievement, and he absolutely pulls it off. So yeah, absolutely smash Arden. And with that, we're like almost at the end. We're at Final Fantasy 16, which I'm currently playing, and I'm enjoying quite a bit, actually. But again, I haven't finished it. So first we have Benedicta Hartman. And yeah, she's hot. She's very dummy, very manipulative. You get the feeling that she can get whatever she wants. She just has that presence, she has that aura. And yeah, please more dominant women in Final Fantasy games. I'm all for that. I think I have another picture of her here. Yeah. Benedicta Hartman absolutely gets a smash. Not as much as Gilles. When it comes to like dummy Final Fantasy women, I would prefer her. Mostly because of the classes and the hair. But yeah, absolutely smash Benedicta. And then last and maybe least, we got Ultima. He's like part of some ancient race and he's like pulling the strings in the background. I don't know. I haven't finished Final Fantasy 16 and I don't want to spoil myself too much. But that's what I read about him, and I don't know, he's not doing it for me. I think it's the fact that he's supposed to look like ancient and alien, but he has kind of a normal guy haircut. That doesn't really work for me. Yeah. Unfortunate, but I'm gonna pass on Ultima. Still. Cool game. I do want to finish it. And yeah, that's kind of the end of this special. This was very spontaneous. I was a little bit tipsy while recording this, so yeah, please excuse me. Thank you for sticking around. I promise there's gonna be more serious videos, more edited videos. This was like very casual, off the cuff, informal, just like a fun thing I wanted to do. And yeah, thank you all for sticking around. If you liked the Evercraze video, there's gonna be more content of that nature in the future. I'm gonna do more serious review, essay type stuff. If you want more casual, informal stuff where I show off my Fursona like this and talk in a unedited form, unscripted form, then check out my Let's Check Out series, which is like a first impression series where I just play a game, play like the first hour of a game or so and talk about it and give my thoughts on it. And yeah, these are like the two types of content you can expect on this channel, basically. Like the more casual Let's Check Out stuff and the more serious, edited, scripted, big videos like the Evercraze one, or the one I did on Final Fantasy II, or the very old one I did on 7th Saga that probably doesn't hold up. But yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining me today in this silly little endeavor. And yeah, I hope you stick around. I hope we're gonna have a lot more fun. My name is Dizzy, and I'll be seeing ya. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.